and welcome to Mismatch. Now, for people who don't know, you are massive on all things social media. You have a podcast, The Tall Blonde, as she is. I know she's sitting right now.
Very tall blonde.
But she is a very tall, beautiful blonde. And I'm so happy to be sitting with you here today.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me how you got into this world of podcasting, because you're huge and you're hilarious. Your podcast talks a lot about dating. You're very open and very vulnerable and sharing of the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
So how did you have, I'm going to say, the balls to start doing this for everybody to see?
Yeah, it's kind of wild that you just said the good, the bad, and the ugly, because in undergrad, before I was posting social media maybe like a little bit more than other people, but it was just, Reels weren't a thing. TikTok wasn't a thing. It was probably just like Instagram. But I actually, for my thesis project at Ryerson, so that's where we
are alum.
We're alum. I did for my thesis project the good, the bad, and the ugly of social media in the fashion industry.
Stop it right now.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So I actually looked for somewhere in Toronto that I could just record these, it was like one season, 10 episodes for like the thesis project, obviously with a paper as well, but did that and found the people that actually own this studio.
No kidding.
So I asked them, I paid them to kind of use the studio, pushed myself out of the bubble and learned so much about myself in a way of, okay, what are you saying? How do you articulate yourself better? How do you be more social with guests that you have no idea who they are? And I loved it. But then, boom, right after undergrad, university or college, whatever you want to call it, I got accepted to Parsons.
That's amazing.
In New York. So I picked up and left and started making TikToks because I was bored. I was living alone. So I was talking about my dating life. I was single. I wasn't living with anyone. So it's so easy to create content, when you're alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing that, talking about things that worked, things that didn't work.
Why dating?
Because I'm obsessed with men. I fall in love every weekend.
I just wanted you to say that out loud.
Yeah.
I wanted to prompt you to say that.
No, I fall in love every weekend. I go out way too often too. So like drinking and stuff.
Love that.
Also has a toll on that. But and I've picked the wrong men a lot of the time. So I say I like to learn the hard way. So that my audience doesn't have to. Like, learn from me, because I'm going to make the wrong mistake. I'm going to do the wrong thing. But there's one thing that I'm good at is giving advice. And after giving so much advice on social media, and I think when I was in New York, I blew up to like 700,000 followers. People were starting to write about me on Daily Mail, New York Post, all these things about being this like fashion expert. I'm like, oh my God, shut up, me. Like, I'm single, how am I an expert? But I think it was just because I was learning so much. And then I would get those hate comments that's like, why do you feel qualified to be posting and giving advice? And I'm like, you know what? True. So then finished my other master's, then applied for life coaching.
Wow.
Did that. And
Cool.
now I'm like, okay, now you can't say shit. Now I'm a life coach.
Yeah.
Yes, I still will make mistakes. Nobody's perfect and I'll be opinionated, but that's what social media is. It's take it as you wish. Like, you can agree or you can disagree, or you can just think, wow, that's a different perspective that I didn't think.
Right.
So I think that's kind of why. And then they reached out to me to start the podcast. And I was like, you know what? I'm too comfortable saying things to like social media. I want to be uncomfortable again and I want to grow. So let's try it.
Good for you. Yeah. So how's it been going? You're 30 episodes in.
Yeah.
And how have you set, what would you say was the biggest learning curve for you from going from social media to kind of sitting down in this atmosphere in a podcast studio?
I think I thought, or I had this expectation that starting a podcast with longer form content as to what I was doing in social media, basically lifestyle content, talking about a lot more dating advice, but also advice for like family, friends, friendship breakups, what to wear, style, makeup, things like that. Mm-hmm. So I thought sitting down and just having those conversations with other people would go viral quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm creating this account and I have 900,000 followers on TikTok, how are they not going to want to follow it? But it's been a slow growth.
That's really interesting. And that's like, thank you for being real about that as well, because I'm not going to lie to you, like in starting this, that's also, I feel like there's so much pressure to like have it be successful immediately. Yeah. Where like I keep reminding myself, I'm like, if you have 3 listeners, that's good, Nicole.
No, literally.
That's a win.
Literally. And it's hard because you're critical on yourself, right? And you've been doing TV and everything and in, the limelight for so long that you think, okay, people know who I am. Of course they're going to watch me do this. And I just really did expect it to do well right off the jump, but it's been a, slower growth, but it is growing and I'm happy about that. But it took me a bit to get over the hump of like, well, shit, it's not just bad. It's like just a slower growth, which is easier to maintain. And maybe that is better. And it's not like, they're just following you and then maybe they don't like what you're putting. So then they're unfollowing you. Like maybe this is just the trajectory is going slower, but maybe that means that it's going to just keep going.
Totally. I think it's like, that's like the healthy way to grow. Yeah. It's like slow and steady wins the race, right? Because you're also, and what I've like learned in like asking people, and I don't know if you feel the same way, of like there's a different audience that watches or listens to podcasters as opposed to people who watch you on TikTok. Yeah. So really you're like starting anew. Like as much as like some people will transfer over, you really are building an entirely new identity, audience. Yeah.
And that was so hard, but just like what you said, even if it is 100, a couple thousands or whatever it is, people watching your stuff, it put all those people into one room. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of fucking people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a big crowd that you have. That's more than anyone really that's not even on socials or this or that or even haven't started would even have if they said that they're going to start something. So just kind of look at it like that and be proud of yourself and just keep going, because if you just give up, what was all that fucking hard work for?
Yeah.
Nothing.
For sure. That's really good advice.
Yeah.
So dating. Yeah. So this is so interesting because dating is so personal and you like are so candid and personal. Like you share like DMs that you get.
Yeah.
So like I've got to ask, like one of the fears that I had was like, oh my God, who's going to call me? Or like what text message or email am I going to get from like an angry ex? But like you make me feel better. I'm not going to lie to you, Sarah. I'm like, oh, she can do it.
If she's doing it, I'm fine.
I'm fine. But what has that been like? Or do you remember kind of the first kind of maybe like clap back, I'll say, that you got back and you were like, oh shit, he's listening.
Yeah. So a lot more people than you think are listening. Okay. I go to the bar and people are like, you're that girl that talks about dating, blah, blah, whether it's the podcast or the TikTok or whatever it is. And I'm like, maybe a few drinks will be like, the fuck I am. Blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, oh my God, you're listening. Okay. So that's kind of when I started to realize, holy shit, people in my, like I just post a post and the number means absolutely nothing to me. Mm-hmm. Something happens or something crazy and I'll be like, oh my God, you don't have no idea. It's like I'm on FaceTime. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's what I want to keep my entire life. But yes, some people do get triggered. People have ended. Someone broke up with me and we weren't even dating, but he sent me this breakup text. And I'm like, okay, it's literally not that deep, relax. But he sent me this breakup text because he saw that I talked about him, or his voice was in the back of a vlog that I did on TikTok.
And he was like in the same room?
Yes. It was a double date and his voice was in the back of it. And I'm like, I don't think, and he was like, I just can't do this, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, thank God you sent me this breakup text. Not that I gave a fuck, but like, great, because I don't want to waste my time on you because this is my life. This is what I'm doing. So it kind of was a bit of, oh shit, should I have edited that out? But then I came to realize like maybe a day later, no, this is who I am. So if they can't put up with this, perfect. You couldn't be in a little clip and whatever. Maybe it's because your career path, you don't want things online. Maybe it's because your ex-girlfriend sent you that and you're not over her. I don't care what the reason is, but that happened and you had to end it because of it.
Yeah, so like you approached it from this perspective. So like that's why I don't want to be with someone like that.
So I think it's going to take a big grown man that's confident to be able to date me. But I also think it's like my little, like it's weeding people out. Yeah. Because I'm a very open whatever person. I think if it wasn't podcasting, it would be my content. If it wasn't content, it would be maybe like a host of something. Like if it wasn't that I'd always be very sociable. And whenever I'm talking to people, I'm just saying too much anyways. So I think that it's going to come out regardless. So I'm fine with it. But my ex-boyfriend, like my last boyfriend who I dated like on and off for 4 years, he wouldn't follow me on anything. And he wouldn't watch my things. He would watch some of my...
Did you like look to see like, okay, is he gonna look?
No, he like point blank period told me. He's like, I can't, yeah, because I make a lot of jokes and things like that, and he'd get a little jealous of the, you know, the tension that I was getting and things like that. Or if I said something about like a situationship in the past or something, he just didn't want to hear it. He's like, I have you. You're coming home to me. You do your job. And
because you had started it before.
I started it. You broke up. Wow, we were in the relationship.
Okay. Interesting. So he wanted nothing. You didn't want to listen to
And when I say wow, it's because we were in a relationship. We broke up. I moved to New York. I was single dating, had started all my social stuff, whatever. And then we got back together, and that's when I started the podcast and things like that. So it was like, you know, mixed, not like the whole, it wasn't the perfect relationship.
Nothing is linear. It's okay.
It's up and down. But
so did that bother you? Do you want to be with someone who is like your biggest cheerleader, watching, listening to all the things? Like, what would you rather? In
an ideal world, I would 100% want someone to be my cheerleader and just like everything, comment everything, but understand like this is a job. This is half of these are jokes that she finds funny, or, you know, they've talked in a group chat and she picked something up and ran with it on her socials, and understand that I'm committing to you. I'm not a cheater. But I am humorous and I am funny and I do tell stories from the past. But if I'm with you, it's because I'm choosing you.
Right.
So I would love for someone to be like that, but I understand that not everyone can, and that's fair.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, then be straight up and honest with me and say, like my ex-boyfriend, I don't want to watch your things. If there's something that you want me to watch, or you think that like this tells me more about you, then tell me to watch it. And I have done that. But sometimes they don't want to hear about, you know, ex-boyfriends or sex and things like that, or my take on things, or a bad story that a guy couldn't get hard. Like, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to see the DMs I get.
For sure.
So that was fine with me. Like, I can go both ways. I don't need someone to watch all my things. They can be supportive of me in general. They don't have to
in a different way.
Yes, in a different way.
Fair. Okay, so then my other question is, what about like because I even feel like this a little bit. So selfishly, I'm asking you as like for like personal advice. Like, what about like your parents or like family and things like that? Like, do you ever like think like, oh shit, like they're gonna hear this podcast and I say some pretty outrageous things, but like it is what it is.
It's funny that you say that, because of course I'm gonna be like, oh shit, like I had a sex therapist on, and I don't even talk about sex that much. Yes, I'll like say like little story times here and there, but like I don't get too descriptive and I don't really talk about it too much. That's just not who I am.
Yeah.
So for my parents to listen to even having that sex therapist on, it was uncomfortable for me. But I was this crazy, psycho, outspoken kid growing up that there's quite literally that nothing will shock them. Like literally, I would sneak out and go to boys' house or do something stupid or get blackout at like pre-prom, and then they have to pick me up. Like, I was that stupid, idiotic kid that had a really good head on her shoulders for school. But outside of that, I was like, just a loose cannon.
I kind of love that though.
So they were like, you know what? Of course she's doing this.
Yeah.
So, and they support me and they love me and they watch everything, which is scary as hell sometimes. Like, my brother will be like, I can't comment on this, but I do support you. I'm like, that's totally fine.
That's sweet.
But no judgment there. And they're all like, they love to be in vlogs now and come on the pod. Like, I've had all them on. And I think just including them and showing them that it is a way of work, and it's also just me showcasing my life story. And I went through so much hardship with like bullying and ex-boyfriends and being fucked over that I think I wasn't ready to talk about it. But all of those embarrassing, sad, heartbroken, rock bottom, mental health issues that you go through is something to talk about, because not a lot of people feel comfortable giving their stories because they think it's embarrassing or they think it's sad or whatever.
There's going to be judgment.
Yeah. And I think it's tough. It's not easy, but someone has to do it. Mm-hmm. And if I was my 15, 16-year-old self, I would really hope that someone that I was watching said the real version and said, you know, those kind of things. So I have no problem talking about anything. Like, even sometimes I'll say things about like my parents and, you know, situations that we've been in, and my mom will call me because she watches every single podcast right when it drops, and she'll be like, oh, I didn't know you felt this way or whatever. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, like it was just my perspective or things. And it does open a gate for you to be able to have that conversation.
That's kind of nice. It's like therapy, like saying something and then having them kind of be a part of it, but from a different lens.
Yeah. And I think so highly of my family and friends and everyone in my life. So I would never throw someone under the bus.
Yeah.
And if I were going to throw someone under the bus, I do it without a name so that no one knows who it is. And if you do know who it is, that's because you're really in my close circle.
Yeah.
Or you're just really good at like figuring shit out.
You're a detective.
Yeah, you're a detective. But I think I'm a good person, so I wouldn't do something to.
Yeah, you're not malicious. You're not coming from a malicious place and more of like an educational place of trying to share something that someone's going to get out of and then use as guidance and advice.
Or just, like I said before with the content, look at something from a different perspective. Maybe my opinion is not your opinion. Yes, I'm very harsh and sometimes wrong but strong. But you now are just seeing a different perspective.
Right.
And take it as you want.
Right.
Yeah. So
beautiful thing.
That's kind of what I'm trying to tell myself every day.
Fair. You mentioned bullying, and it's hard to believe that a tall, beautiful
Everyone
blonde like yourself was ever bullied. Can you tell me how you were bullied as a kid, I'm assuming?
High school. And it was...
How were you bullied?
It was, I want to say... I mean, it was basically my whole high school experience. Like...
Really?
I grew up in a family where we had, like, my parents worked 2 jobs, 3 jobs, didn't come from a lot of money, but did really well for themselves. And I saw that, and that's kind of why I want to do something and make my own name for myself. But a lot of people would be like, oh, the rich kid or whatever. And I, grew up quicker than others, had boobs and things, before other people would. And I think girls.
I envied people like you because I was like the kid that was called skateboard in school because I was like.
I wish we could have swapped places.
I know.
I'm like, that would have been great. But I went for an older guy when I was in grade 9 or whatever. I don't even, like, this is so long ago and I've tried to like erase all of this from my memory, but went for an older guy and someone, I guess, older than me probably liked him or something. And then those girls didn't like me. And then they would like start calling me things in the hallway. And I think I like went a bit, didn't have sex with him, but did some things with him. And that got around. And they would call me a whore. They would do all these things. And then it got to a point where I was like friends with a year older. And some of these other girls were going to the prom. I called them the mean girls because it was just a group of them. But I think they called themselves like the wackadoodles or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, very interesting. But they would like tag me in things on Instagram. They would send me messages of like me, I'm such a whore. I'm not allowed to any party. I'm not allowed to any of these things. If they saw me outside, they would beat me up. They would hit me over the head with a beer bottle. Like it was crazy. What? And then it got to a point where I didn't tell my parents because I was so embarrassed. But I guess someone wrote in something that was posted on like Instagram or something to our principal. So I got called to the principal's office and he was asking me about it. And I'm like, well, first of all, I'm already can't even walk in the hallways without getting called a whore or people putting things on my locker or whatever. Like this, such high school drama. But now you're pulling me up to the principal's office and you're calling me so that everyone hears it. So now not only am I embarrassed for even the people that didn't see the bullying and didn't see those posts, now I'm embarrassed for everyone. So I was just so defeated. And I was like, I think I literally said to the principal, fuck you for doing this to me after everything of like how low I am on myself through these girls making me believe I'm not worthy of this guy, this school, these friends, this whatever. So I really was low and I was depressed for a while. I got exempt from school. I had to leave the school because it wasn't safe. And then I had to switch schools. And
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I was like, why?
Terrible.
I was like, why me? Like, why do I have to switch? Why do I have to lose all of this? And
I'm not the problem. Like I
don't understand what I did. And I didn't even retaliate. So, and it was tough because a lot of my friends didn't stick up for me because at the time I'm not really friends with anyone else.
What did your friends say? And what did the guy say?
The guy didn't really get involved. He would still hook up with me on the low or like whatever, but he wasn't there for me. So that never worked out. And I kind of walked away from that because I couldn't deal with it anymore. Some older guys would stick up for me in the hallways or at parties, but my friends, a lot of them, some of them did at certain points stick up for me, but a lot of them just, they couldn't be put in that situation. They couldn't handle it, which now I'm like, you know what? You weren't there yet. you couldn't deal with that, and that's fine. I understand that. But at the time, I was like, hurtful. How the could you watch this happen and not do anything about it? So years go by, and I'm finally like, I think it took a lot of therapy, I didn't go on any medication for depression or whatever, because I was like, I don't want to be locked on something at such a young age, which, I mean, to each their own. But moved and went to Ryerson for a big reason was to just get me the fuck out of London, Ontario, the city that I had to be surrounded by all that. At this point, everyone has apologized except for I think one girl to me like years later about it all.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. And then I made all new friends in university. Then the whole thing happened with my boyfriend at the time, hooking up with I found out that right when I moved and started to get happier again. That destroyed me. So ruined my first half of a year in university. And then I was just like, nothing is going right in my life. And I was at such a dark, deep place. And I was pulling everyone down with me, like boyfriends. I was so negative in front of family and parents that I was like this sad girl that I was literally just one day like, I need to get the fuck out of this. Like, I need to be happy. So I just looked in the mirror and I'm like, no, today we start fresh. Like, today is the day that we think of the world as glass half full. My mom always used to say that, glass half full, not glass half empty. And I was like, I'm going to be the biggest optimistic, and I'm going to show every single person that fucked me over that they like, thank you for doing that, because now, and I truly think maybe I spoke it into the universe, or maybe I whatever, like forced myself to do this, but now I truly could not be so proud of myself. And so I think if anyone is even getting mistreated in a friend group or whatever, I literally, maybe too much sometimes, but I've literally said like, don't worry, you've been through enough. Let me be the crazy psycho that's going to yell at this person that's being rude to you, because I don't care if I'm looked at as this crazy person, because I've been called so much worse. Aww. So I'm like, you know what? Let me be me. And
like, I can take it.
I can take it.
I've gone through it.
Yeah. So that was high school, going into university experience, and that shaped who I am today.
That's tough. Like, Sarah, that's a tough place to be in and then pull yourself out of.
Yeah.
Also, like, having to start anew, like when trust is broken time after time, it does something to you and it hardens you. So I mean, don't be so hard on yourself on looking at the world from that perspective, because that's natural after what you went through. If you can share the story about this horrible breakup with your boyfriend and your best friend, because I was on Sarah's podcast a little bit earlier a few weeks ago, and gosh, this is alarming. This story is alarming. Just when you think this stuff only happens to people like Ariana Madix, it does not.
No. Sadly. I'm like, sadly. It not just happened to you. Just take that and run with it. No. Yeah. So
you built this friendship. Let's talk about your friendship first.
Yes. With this girl?
Yeah. I would love to.
So should we call her something? Should we say like Bella? Or
sure.
That's Bella. Bella, I don't know why we gave her such a beautiful name.
I was going to say that, but you said it, so I'm not saying anything.
We'll give her Big B, okay? Big B, because we're not going to call you a bitch.
You go.
So we'll say Big B.
Big B, better.
Big B. Family friends. Our parents were best friends and grew up with her.
So you were tight.
Yep. I brought her into my high school circle. I brought her into group chats, brought her into everything, started dating this guy. And I think they like kissed one time at a high school party, and he like never pursued it. And then like years later, he pursued me, and she was like, what's his name? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, like, I think I kissed him one time. And I was like, oh, like, if like, then I'm done. We do not need. And she was like, oh my God, no, like, I don't even know him. Blah, blah, it's fine. Like, I'm talking to his friend, like one of his friends, and like wasn't even dating him. She was just doing her own thing with numerous people. So I was like, okay, are you sure? Like, tell me now, because I can just cut this shit off. No man needs to get in the way. There's 1 billion men in this world. So we started dating. And so we start going on dates, whatever, started dating. Years and years go by. And I find out I'm at a party when I move into my undergrad. You know, you're like living in this apartment with different people, dorm, whatever. And I go out one night for this Frosh Week event thing. And a girl from my hometown I see, and she's like, oh, like, did you hear about how Big B and my ex, or my boyfriend at the time, hooked up? And
I
was
didn't know that your boyfriend was, like, did she know?
I think so. I think she was literally giving me this information because she's like, I don't think you know this.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, like, yeah, they kissed like years and years ago before. I was like, yeah, like,
you're so mistaken. Like, this happened a long time ago. I know.
She's like, no. Like, this person, one of Big B's friends, yelled it drunk at a bar last summer. And I was like,
no.
What? So I put them in a group chat as a joke, thinking that this is the biggest.
Did you believe it when?
No. I was like, there's no way. So I text them in a group chat, how was the fuck or something. Put them both in a group chat.
No, yeah, that's what you said.
And because this could have never happened. Called my mom and I was like, she was like, absolutely no chance. Called my other friends, no fucking chance. And I was like, this is a joke. So I thought it was a joke. Then I'm getting, all she says is, you're drunk, shut up. And he's calling me off the rails. So I turn my phone off because whatever. Yeah. I'm drunk. Wake up the next morning to a train ticket to go see him, from him. So I go and I'm calling my mom on the train and I'm like, there's no way this is real. Like, what? And she was like, there's literally no way, but just hear him out, whatever. He'll prove you wrong. He'll prove it wrong, whatever. And I was like, okay. So I got there and he was late to pick me up from the train station, which he never was. And then being really, really cuddly, with me. And I was like, sketch, but like, maybe it's just because this happened and like he feels bad for me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, give me your laptop. And he's like, why? And I was like, give me your laptop. And he goes, I don't even have, what do you want on my laptop? I go, I want to read your text messages on your laptop. And he goes, I don't even have tech. And I go, we can sign in. So we go onto the laptop, sign into his iMessage, type in her number. Then it goes, like when it's loading, because you're just opening iMessage, it goes, all the messages. I'm just waiting for everything to, come on in, look up the number again, find the conversation. And on the left side where it has all the conversations, it's like him saying like, fuck, I don't remember verbatim, but something around like, I'm picking her up, don't tell.
Oh.
And then in the conversation, that was deleted. And that was at like 4:30. In the conversation, 2 hours of chat deleted. So all I'm seeing on this is that there's something deleted and that the conversation is so scripted. Like, I would never do that. You would never do that. Like, So
they constructed. Knowing that you would probably see it.
Yeah.
That is so conniving.
So I saw it. He threw up right when he saw that I saw it.
Stop.
I'm bawling my eyes out, shaking. Called my mom being like, it happened. And she goes, get out of that house. Like, you do not even need to talk to him for a second, like longer, blah, blah. So I lock myself into the washroom because he's trying to like pull me to not leave. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, I'm shaking. I couldn't even hold the phone up to my ear because I was shaking so much. And then my mom called an Uber to pick me up, or a cab, I don't even remember, to drive me to some random person that lived in that town to
get you out of there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then I found out there's more than once, and then so.
And it unraveled. Yeah. And so what was your conversation like with her after?
Oh, she was not apologetic. She told me that she's liked him the whole time. And I was like, this is fucking disgusting. I've told you sex stories. I've told you how the kids I want with him. You see us kissing, holding hands, going to prom. He dropped me off at university with my parents. Like, he was a part of my life. And like, then I'm flashbacking to, like sometimes when he's too drunk, he would sleep at your guys' student house. He wasn't sleeping at the student house just because he was too drunk and he couldn't make it back to mine, or I wasn't there. He was sleeping with you because you probably antagonized it. Not that he is good in any way, but the guy's probably a horny dog and will sleep with the wall if he needed to.
It's like more disappointing. I think the hurt is from your friend more so than him. It's not that I'm discounting that, because that's equally hurtful.
But just bye, boy. You lost me. But a friendship, and it like spiraled after that and turned into fucking mayhem because her sisters are all crazy people, but they like stood up for her sister and everything. And I'm just like,
what is there to stand up for though? I don't understand.
It's wrong and right. Like, what? So I don't even know. So that was crazy.
Your mom must have been pissed.
No,
too.
my mom's like,
she's probably really mad at him, but she's also probably really mad at
I think everyone was just so
their family friends.
Shocked.
Yeah.
And it was obviously uncomfortable for any relationship, like whether it was my mom, her mom, me, her, like everybody was uncomfortable. And it's a small town. I'm from London, Ontario. It's not that big. Everyone heard about it. Like it was like shit show. And I was like, thank God I'm not in back home.
How long ago did this happen?
6 years.
Have you?
7 years?
Has she
6?
reached out since, or do you have a relationship now?
Oh, she tried. Like I went back home for like a party or something, and she's tried to be like, "Can we just be friends again?" I was like, "Look at me. You're hammered right now. We will never let this one stick. Okay, we will never be friends again.
Yeah,
ever. You." Chew that up and spit it out. Like there's no putting those pieces back together.
Yeah.
Like nothing. There's no
Good
friend in you that I want. So made that very clear. And now, I mean, I stopped talking to all of that whole friend group that I brought her into because of, I just couldn't. I couldn't put myself back into that situation. But it all happens for the best.
For sure. And I feel like you should be far away from that. You don't want to be around people that are capable of making decisions like that.
Blessing in disguise.
For sure. I'm so sorry you went through that.
I'm happy.
That's like
honestly.
the ultimate heartbreak. How did you heal yourself from that? That's like the ultimate disappointment. Yeah,
she's
moms are the best.
She's like, she would come drive up to university.
What's your mom's name?
Heather.
Shout out to Heather.
She went through it with me, your parents and my dad too, of course, but your mom is just, a boy and a best friend. Like girl friendships are different than a man.
Totally.
And my siblings too, very close family. They got me through it and new friends, and everyone knew about it. So it wasn't like I had to retell my story. Everyone knew about it. And I don't say these stories like the bullying and stuff and this for people to pity me, because that is just, and that's why I honestly never have told the bullying story on my own podcast. If people ask me about it, sure. But I don't go in depth about it because I don't want people to think, oh, she's, saying this for views or she wants people to pity her. But genuinely, all of these things that have happened, yes, made me who I am today, but also I am a grown ass woman. You cannot A, get shit past me, B, do something to hurt me. Bring it on.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. Trust me.
I love that attitude. And it's like such a badass mentality. Mm-hmm. And honestly, the only way to truly adopt that, in which I feel like you really you're not just saying it, you are that. You believe it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to really embody that. But I feel like that's truly who you are.
And my friends now know Sarah, if there's one thing she is, it's loyal to a fucking fault. I will not let anyone feel, even to an extent, of the betrayal or disloyal dishonesty that I felt from someone that I expected to owe me that. So I'm just, I think the best thing about me is
that is the best thing. And I think that's the hardest thing to come by these days. I think I often talk about a lot of a values and morals kind of getting lost in today's world. Yeah. Because there's a lot of convolutedness.
Or you can hide things very easily.
Exactly.
Through social media.
Exactly.
So it's your loyalty is now getting threatened, triggered, tested. So it's just easy to give in now because there's so many ways to hide it or so many ways to do it.
100%. So the fact that you hold true to that is a real special thing. Mm-hmm. That's a really admirable, special quality.
Some people hate me for it. They're like,
no.
fuck, if I fuck over someone in Sarah's life,
all I would want in a best friend is loyalty or a partner. That's the best quality to have.
And
it's
now
ride or die. That's what you
ride
want.
Or die. Yeah. And now I feel like I can put myself into your shoes. Might not be exactly what you're going through, but I've felt all these things in my life that I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. That was so that I can put myself into other people's shoes, whether it's on the podcast or, hearing people write in these stories or whatever it may be, or wherever my life takes me. But I truly think I've done the work so that I can help other people do it.
Yeah, that's great.
Well said. I should.
I've done the work that other people don't have to do it. 100%. Okay, so in doing all the things, then what is it like right now? You're currently single in the city of Toronto.
Single as fuck.
So I haven't lived in Toronto when I was single. I've been in a relationship.
Really? So fun.
But It's a scary, from what I hear, it is a scary place to be.
Yeah.
There's a lot out there.
Yeah.
Share what's out there right now, but also maybe put people at ease who are single. Be like, no, but there's like a little bit of hope, but this is what you need to be aware of.
Yeah. So I think regardless of what city you're in, dating in a city, big city, is horror, like terrifying. And you can always get fucked over, but everything happens for a reason. Okay. Yeah. You should not feel defeated and not be going on dates if you're single, because you should keep seeing what's out there. Maybe you're too busy and that's not a priority right now. Fair. But if that's what you want and that's, you know, something that you're hoping or feeling you're missing is a relationship, then put yourself out there. Even if it's, you know, you're not finding the perfect person that time or the next time or whatever, you need to kind of see what's out there. And I think that a lot of people on the same page. I think dating apps for me just don't work because I feel like they're too like robotic. And
what have you been on?
Only tried Hinge.
Okay.
Because I just don't do dating apps.
But why? Okay, so what about it are you like turned off by?
I just can't think it's a real person with just pictures and whatever. Like I just can't. Like I don't feel anything for it. So I think, and I go out literally way too often and I'm so sociable and I meet people all the time and I'm at all these events, or if it's not an event, I'm at the bar and I'm meeting people. I don't need a dating app. It's hard to juggle already. Like I don't need more.
Like I don't need something else to manage.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, so then where do you go out? Are you meeting people? You're saying the bar, but like what kind of people are you meeting at? Like do you go also like, do you meet people at the gym or the coffee shop or like I call those like meet cutes, like when, you know, you can curate like the most perfect, beautiful experience in meeting someone new. But I like, it's hard for me to imagine that it actually exists. Like, does that exist?
Well, it does if you try for it. Like anywhere, like you said, coffee shop, whatever. If you're going into a coffee shop and you are hoping to meet someone or whatever, and you're trying new coffee shops and that's your mission, that you're going to go to new coffee shops, but you're going to look good and you're going to be confident and you're going to not be on your phone when you're walking in. Yeah. There's a way that you can meet new people. Okay. Literally, it's just with the eyes. Like if you're open and your whole body posture is like encouraging people to be looking at you, paying attention to you, you're not on your phone and like walking in like you're busy or on the phone, then people will feel more aligned to talk to you. And I mean, guys, once they have guys don't want to be embarrassed. So they're not going to come to you if they think that you're on your phone, whatever, not wanting
and
to. And
fearful that they're going to be rejected. Yes. Okay.
They're always scared of that. So if you are making eye contact or smiling or like doing a double take or, you know, the eye fucking at a bar or whatever it may be, they will know that that's a green light to go ahead. And I mean, there's been a few times where I've just walked up to people and been like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. Like, are you single?
I was going to ask that. You strike me as a ballsy person to like go walk up to someone and be like, I think you're hot. Like, let's go out or whatever.
It helps. Buy me a drink. But
yeah.
I mean, I think I've done it like once at a coffee shop in New York because it's like, you just don't want to miss your opportunity. But also I think a lot of men too think it's really attractive because not a lot of girls do it. But if you're open and you're looking and you're showing and you're being a parent, and even like get your friend to go to them if you don't want to like embarrass yourself and be like, can you tell him like that I think he's cute or something, like while you're walking over and doing something, throwing out garbage. Just let him know, let him be aware that you're interested, and chances are he will be too. And if not, perfect, you let him know.
I love
Opportunity
that.
Not lost.
Like, I was just going to say, like, don't let it walk you by. Like, you need to be an active participant if you are looking to date someone.
But nobody's going to come up to you. If you're like looking, nobody is going to come up to you. If you're on your phone or on the phone or on FaceTime with someone, like, and you think someone's just going to budge into the conversation while you're already busy, people aren't going to do that. So like you have to actively, just as much as they would come up to you, you have to put yourself out there too.
Okay.
With being open.
Would you say is like the last date that you went on that was like either, tell me about your last date. Was it good, bad? How often do you go out on dates?
Not that often anymore, but like when I first moved back to the city, which was like 9 months ago, I was going on like 2 a week.
That's not that much.
Not that much, but like compared to now. Well, also there's so many events in like the social media press thing, especially in the summer.
Launches and things.
Yes, and drinks and cocktails. I kind of use that as like meeting people. And like not only is it good for work and meeting connections, it's also you're going to meet people that are in press and different things in different industries. That leads to going out after. I can normally bring a date and I do like to bring on guests that like I can flirt with. So I use that as like a way to like get to know people.
I love that.
So that's been really fun. And also just, yes, I go, like the last date was pretty recent, but it was with someone that I kind of knew. And it wasn't like a first date.
Got it. Did you kiss?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was good, yeah. I knew him. I know him. Very comfortable. I love a romantic dinner or like a drink is fine, but like sitting down and having a meal together and sharing a meal is like so, it's almost like old school now, which is kind of crazy.
I love that. Is crazy to say, and there's nothing more that I love than going out for dinner.
But you know what did happen is I sent, this is going to be horrible if they watch this, but I sent 2 guys I was talking to this restaurant, and both of them texted me and go, I just booked the place that you messaged me.
In the same week or the same day?
Same week, but I felt like I had to pick one. I don't want to go back to the same restaurant.
No, yeah, the waiter will know.
So I had to pick. So I picked. I picked one, and I was happy with my decision. It's fine.
There you go. So are you going to go out again?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Are you excited? You seem, and so for someone so open, you're like protective over the current status.
Because I don't want to jinx it.
Okay, is that what you feel like talking about it? You're going to jinx it?
I don't want to say too much because I don't know when this is going to go out. But also, I don't even want a relationship. So like, it's
do you say that then on the date?
I mean, I say I'm open when I'm not looking. Like, I'm so selfish right now. And in
you're
the
allowed
best
to
way.
be. You say that that's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
But I want my priorities to be getting all my content done, all my brand deals done, making connections, meeting people in the PR space, and growing on all my socials, talking to my managers, starting these new communities, and finding better guests on the podcast, and making better content, making better edits. That is what I want right now.
But if I may, Sarah, what if you find someone who nurtures all of that and you get to go to bed with at the same time?
Yes, but I'm almost like, I don't even know if that's what I want right now.
Fair.
And I think that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm open. I'm not opposed to dating, but I'm definitely, if it doesn't work in my schedule, sorry. Like, I'm not switching things around. I'm busy.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm picky. Very picky.
Okay. So that was my next question. It's like, what's your type? Like, what
very
are the
masculine men. Okay. I don't love, like, I love someone that's a bit, you can't like someone if you're not attracted to them, period. I think that it's crazy.
There needs to be an attraction.
Need to be attracted. They need to be taller than me. I love like a 6'3" guy or taller. I love someone that knows how to dress but isn't too well dressed. Like, I want to take care of you and like help you with that sense.
Yeah.
I also like someone that is social. I don't have to hold your hand when I'm bringing you places because I'm so social. I want to be able to, you have your own life. I have my own life. We've worked for it. We've built it up. And if we get together, it's because, or it's for, like, if we're going to your events, it's because of you. That's what you've done. That's what you've made. And I'm just there to support you. If we go to mine, it's because I've created this life for myself and you're coming because I want you to, witness what I'm doing. I don't want you to have to
like tag along all the time. Yeah.
We don't need to be, it doesn't need to be us doing everything conjoined. It's like, I have my world, you have yours, and we're just including each other into our lives. We're not changing things so that, it's now our life. It's my life is my life and yours is yours, but we're choosing to do it together.
Mm-hmm. How did you kind of like adopt that mentality, I guess? Because often it's really easy to kind of get swept off your feet and then, dive into one person's world. I mean, I feel like I've like caught myself a few times throughout my relationships in doing that, where then you make it all about them and you forget about you.
Yeah.
Has that happened? Is that why you've kind of been able to identify that, no, this is what needs to happen?
100%. Yeah. And I had a big athlete phase. Like, the hockey player that I dated in the beginning had situationships with other athletes, did that whole thing. And I think, especially with someone in a professional sport, you're kind of letting go of a lot of, your life.
Their
for them.
schedules are super.
You're moving to where their team is going. You are going to travel to see them because they can't travel to see you. You're doing all those things. So I think I lived that life and I had that phase, and it came to a point where I'm like, there's so much left for me, and I want to live out that and like create a name for myself. I don't just want to be so-and-so's girlfriend, so-and-so's wife. So I think I've kind of pushed people away in this phase of my life for the dating thing, or just people that, you know, can't deal with someone that's not just like supporting them, or just being their girlfriend or whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Living their lifestyle because of that realization. And I mean, when I say realization, I mean within the last year.
Yeah.
No, like longer than that. So it took me a while.
Yeah, fair. So if you had to pick like a profession for your man to be in, what would be like an ideal, like, you know, certain professions, I'm just going to call a spade, like have certain qualities in a particular person that they possess. Like, you know, if you're a teacher, you most likely are like very empathetic towards children and, you know, have a certain kind of temper and patience associated with it. If you're a lawyer, you're a very different kind of man, like probably a little bit more quick tempered and a little bit more sharp or crass and more business oriented. Like, do you know what I mean? There's different personas that go with different jobs. What would you kind of
I would say probably like entrepreneur.
Yeah. I'm dating an entrepreneur for the same.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think that they, and correct me if I'm wrong, they take the bull by its horns. They're doing what they're saying they're going to do.
Yeah. It's only on them.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. If they're not succeeding, it's on them. And they, you know, have to pivot, change things, adapt, whatever that may be. I also think it's really attractive for someone to follow, you know, their dreams or do something that they came up with or put so much effort into something. And it's inspiring. And normally they're good with money, because if they're starting something on their own, they have to figure that out.
That's
and
not
I'm
far
not.
out.
So I'm like, okay, well, you can help me. And then they probably see it if like me being my own, I guess, kind of like entrepreneur through social media and doing brand deals.
Yeah,
and
you
stuff.
are an entrepreneur for sure.
So I'm like, we can bounce ideas off each other. We both have that creative
approach.
kind of approach and mindset.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're heading into summer, Sarah. What does Hot Girl Summer 2025 look like for you?
Probably lots of work, but also like revenge summer, like revenge on everyone that's done me dirty in my life, because I am totally at a spot where I'm like finally comfortable with who I am and everything. It's taken me a while to get here, but I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to do whatever I want, whenever I want. I'm going to go for people that I want to go for. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to whatever it may be, and I'm going to talk about it. And we can all do this together, but like you only have so many summers single or in your 20s or in your 30s or whatever it is, that I'm like, let's have fun. So the men don't even know what's coming. My friends don't even know what's about to go down. So good luck for everyone out there.
Good luck to everyone. You're going to break hearts all around the city.
And that's totally fine. It makes for a good story.
And I'm here for it every step of the way.
What are you doing this summer?
I'm
What's
traveling
like the
a little
goal?
bit.
Okay.
I'm trying to relax this summer, actually. So I'm kind of doing the opposite of like what your summer is, because I feel like I'm at a place where I need to kind of just like sit back and enjoy things. Sometimes I'm like go so much that I'm missing the moment, and I'm looking like 10 steps ahead instead of really enjoying and savoring where I'm at. And so this summer I really want to do more of that. I'm actually trying to say no to jobs.
Love that.
And like just kind of be and enjoy time with like my boyfriend and my family and my nephew, and like be very present. I'm doing a little bit of traveling as well. So I'm really, really excited about that. And I'm just gonna like sit and see, like, and doing nothing for me is like very uncomfortable.
Same.
Feels very wrong.
Yeah.
And like I'm making a mistake.
Yeah.
But I'm actually trying to kind of embrace that and enjoy that and see like the beauty in, you know, la dolce fa niente.
Yeah. I don't even know what that means.
It's in Italian, it's like the art of doing nothing.
Oh, I love
like
that.
what I wanna my summer to be.
Yeah. And I think it's really easy, especially with people that are here, there, everywhere, talking to new people and having that kind of fast-paced lifestyle like you do, to get out-of-body experiences where you aren't really experiencing or living in the moment. And I had a friend when I was in New York tell me, just enjoy where you are. You're skipping all of this.
Yeah.
One day you're going to look back and be like, I wish I actually was fully there. And that made me look at life differently.
Totally. You're at the best place in your life. Like I think about being at like your age, and I'm telling you, because you have your independence.
Yeah.
you are making money.
Yeah.
You are building a career and like your life. Like you're the designer girl. Like that's like the most, and the good, you know, and fashion. I know you get it. Where like that's like the most fun, where you can dream up and do all the things. And like you said, make mistakes, take chances, and really like live it up.
And I think what I really am working on is just being adaptive. Like something doesn't work out, perfect. It wasn't meant to be, and we're gonna adapt to that situation, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a business or something for work. Like if something doesn't work out, you adapt. And that's just what life is. And I'm trying to do that. Whereas before I'd probably sit and be like, fuck, how come I didn't get that? Or how come this didn't work out? Or what was it that didn't? No, you just adapt.
I love that. I like that. I actually like that better than let go. Because sometimes letting go is quite hard. I really struggle with letting go. I'm like, because I'm a fighter and I don't really let things go.
Same.
But
I don't even think
like
you need to let
adapting
go.
means like you're just changing your
figuring it
perspective.
out.
Do you know what I mean?
Are you
I like that word way
going
better.
right? Are you going left? Are you going up? Are you thinking of how do you switch this in a different direction? Like it is, being able to adapt is such a freaking talent.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a skill.
So I think that's
actually what I write on a resume.
Really? I don't even remember the last time I've had a resume.
I know, me neither. But if someone were to ask like quick colors in my LinkedIn, like that's what
I am adaptive. They're like, so what is your strong suit? I adapt. I've been through a lot of shitty situations, but I adapt.
100%.
I have a podcast and we talk about whatever the fuck happens in my life. We adapt.
That would be your number one quality for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Sarah. This was so much fun.
And every conversation, whether it was my podcast or your podcast, it goes by so fast because it's so fun to speak. And
it was so fun. And full disclosure, like we're both ill. It's so funny. We walked in today and I was like, Sarah, I'm not good. She was like, I'm not good either. I was like, we're sniffly, we're horsey.
Don't get too close to me.
And but I feel like despite that, I really appreciate you like bringing your energy. And
I will always show up.
You know,
so don't worry.
No,
we'll probably have to do a round 2. I hope people like
this.
this.
I was just gonna suggest this, so I'm gonna put this out there. I feel like we should do a vlog, like a night out drinking in the city.
Love that. So maybe,
but we're gonna have like, I feel like we should do a whole day.
We should make an itinerary.
Yes.
And get them to like follow us around. And maybe we can like ask men questions.
Yes. Let's do it. Okay.
I'll do the flirting and you can, because you're taken.
I'll be your wing woman. I just want to be there for it all.
You're like, I need to see.
I'm going to be in the background.
Yes. No, it is for research purposes. Okay. For both of our pods. So people can't be like, what are you guys doing? We'll be like, this is research. Shut up and just take it.
100%.
So, perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on.